She wasn't just a victim in this story. She was a woman who had taken charge. And now she was determined to make sure her child would not be erased from the story, no matter how much Yandy or Mendices tried to hide the truth. In this high-stakes drama, the question now was whether Mendices and Yandy would finally face the consequences of their actions, or if they would continue to live in denial and try to maintain a picture-perfect family image while the cracks in their facade widened. The fallout from Mendices' video was swift and unforgiving. Fans who had previously been undecided were now taking sides with a vengeance. What began as a whispered rumor had grown into a full-fledged media frenzy. And through it all, Erica remained firm, unrepentant for her choice to come forward with the truth. But even as she gained support, she now faced new challenges. The most important question on everyone's mind: would Mendices and Yandy finally come clean? Or would they keep lying, hoping the storm would pass? For Erica, it wasn't just about the truth anymore. She had seen it happen to others, but this time she wasn't just an outsider. She was in the center of the scandal, and she knew it would make or break her. "I've spent my life being afraid of losing love, losing trust, and losing respect. But I'm not doing that anymore," Erica stated in one of her interviews. She wasn't the same woman who had entered the scene all those years ago, naive and full of hope. Instead, she had become a force to be reckoned with. And those who tried to bring her down were about to see just how strong she really was. Meanwhile, Mendices' silence had become intolerable. After his initial video, he didn't post anything else, not even a tweet or an update. One fan tweeted, "He messed up and now he's acting like he didn't. He can't even stand up and take accountability. If he really loved Erica, he'd step up for his son. But instead, he's hiding behind Yandy's skirts." It seemed like he was hiding on Instagram, trying to figure out how to handle the mess he had created. But it was becoming obvious that the longer he remained silent, the more people started to lose respect for him. After the affair revelation, Mendices stayed silent. Fans demanded answers, and the pressure only increased. Whether he liked it or not, he had become the villain in this story. However, in the midst of all the chaos, Yandy's next move shocked everyone. Instead of publicly confronting Erica or speaking to the media, Yandy went into damage control mode. She posted a series of photos of her family, including her children and Mendices. The captions were vague but emotionally charged, stating, "Family is everything. I'll fight for my family no matter what." It was clear that Yandy was trying to project strength, showing that she was standing tall and defending her family, in spite of everything that had surfaced. However, the response from her fans was far from supportive. Many saw it as an attempt to cover up the truth and pretend nothing had happened. One follower commented, "How can you say family is everything? When your husband betrayed you like this, he betrayed both of you." Now the tension between Yandy and Erica was undeniable. It was no longer just a fight for Mendices' affection. It was a fight for the truth. The media, the fans, and everyone watching wanted to know, who would come clean first? Would Yandy admit she knew about the affair? Would Mendices finally take responsibility? But the drama didn't end there. The scandal started to impact other relationships on the show. Friends of Mendices and Yandy began to feel the fallout too. During a particularly tense reunion episode, the cast sat together, and the burning question was raised. Who knew what? And when? It wasn't just directed at Erica or Mendices, but at everyone who had seen the cracks in the relationship. Those who knew Erica and Mendices were involved and chose to stay silent. Some cast members distanced themselves. Others showed support for Erica. Some stayed loyal to Yandy. The room was silent, the tension palpable. Yandy avoided eye contact. She had heard the rumors and knew what people were saying about her, but she wasn't about to let anyone back her into a corner. "I don't owe anyone an explanation," she said in a low, firm voice. But Erica wasn't done. "What happens behind closed doors is between me and my husband," Yandy continued. "I've been through a lot, and I'll keep fighting for my family." Erica turned to face her and said, louder and more certain than ever, "You know what happened. You know what Mendices did. Don't act like you didn't see the signs. Don't act like this is all a surprise. I'm done protecting him. It's time for you to face the truth." The exchange was intense. The tension was thick. You could feel the weight of the moment. But just as it seemed like something would finally break, cut. The cameras stopped rolling, and fans were left wondering what would happen next. Mendices' silence became deafening. He didn't respond to Yandy's emotional posts or Erica's revelations. He simply vanished from the public eye. Would he wait for the storm to pass, or had he lost everything? Would Yandy finally admit the truth? Would Mendices step up and make things right? Or would Erica's revelation be the last word in this agonizing saga? Arrived during an emotional reunion special on love and hip-hop, all the tension that had been building beneath the surface came to a head. Sensing the intensity of the situation, the host asked the group to address the elephant in the room. "It's time for everyone to speak your truth," he said. "Mendices, Yandy, Erica, this has been a long and difficult journey for everyone involved. But it's time for closure. The public deserves to know where you all stand." The audience was on the edge of their seats, and for a brief moment, the anticipation was hanging in the air. Then everything went silent, and Mendices, who had been avoiding the cameras for weeks, stood up. His face was exhausted, and his eyes were downcast as he started to speak. "I've made mistakes," Mendices acknowledged in an honest tone. "I failed both of these women, and I hurt people. I didn't own up to it. I wasn't the man I was supposed to be." Before continuing, he paused to take a big breath. "Yandy, Erica, I apologize. I should have told you both the truth from the start, but instead I tried to hide everything. I was selfish, and for that, I'm truly sorry." The audience fell silent. Although the apology was long overdue, it was a moment of clarity for everyone as Mendices' words hung in the air. For the first time in months, the real shock, however, came when Yandy spoke next. For weeks, she had been silent while the drama played out around her, but this time she wasn't hiding. Her voice was steady but full of emotion as she addressed the camera. "It's not just about Mendices," Yandy said. "It's about me. I've been through a lot, and I've allowed people to hurt me." The tension in the room was high. For the first time, both Mendices and Yandy acknowledged their roles in the mess they had created. "I remained silent because I didn't want to be the villain, and I didn't want to air our dirty laundry, but it's time to stop pretending and stop protecting the lies." Her eyes locked with Mendices's. "We both made mistakes. I'm not proud of how I handled things, but I'm not the only one who was hurt in this. And I'm not the only one who had to deal with the consequences. I spent years hiding in the shadows, fearing that if the truth came out." Some fans began to wonder if this was all part of a bigger publicity stunt, a move to raise awareness of love and hip-hop and boost ratings. After all, this scandal was blowing up in a nearly flawless way. Could this entire situation be a setup to create drama and keep the show trending? When the celebrities arrived, the drama queen Joseline Hernandez wasted no time adding her own commentary. She took to Instagram to criticize Stevie J, calling him out as a master of drama and manipulation. Meanwhile, other reality TV stars such as Mimi Faust and Kirk Frost chimed in, offering their opinions and stoking the flames. But it wasn't just the reality stars. The media also jumped on the bandwagon, with major tabloids and entertainment news outlets publishing headlines like "Stevie J's Dark Secrets Revealed" and "Lil Scrappy Takes on Stevie J." The story grew larger than anyone could have imagined. It was more than just a video leak scandal. It was a full-fledged media frenzy. For his part, Stevie J, of course, denied any involvement in the leak. In an exclusive interview, he claimed he was unaware the video would be made public. He insisted that it was unintentionally released, and he apologized for the entire incident. But here's the catch. His response seemed a little too prepared, a little too flawless. And remember, this isn't the first time Stevie J has been involved in controversy. Some fans weren't buying his victim act, saying it was just another of his deceptive methods to hide his involvement. Others criticized his calm demeanor when the video first came out and questioned why he was so quick to issue a well-written apology, rather than show the kind of defensive outrage we usually see from celebrities in these situations. Let's face it, Stevie J has a long history of trying to play the victim during scandals. From his notorious relationship with Joseline to multiple court cases, he has repeatedly been able to twist the narrative and portray himself as the one being wronged. However, this time might be different. So, who's telling the truth? Is Stevie J genuinely innocent, or is he just playing the same manipulative game again? And what will happen to Bambi and Lil Scrappy next? Tension is rising, and we're just getting started. As we examine the fallout of the video leak and what it means for these celebrities, their careers, and the future of love and hip-hop, the public's attention is fixed on them, and the media coverage is getting more intense every minute. Stay tuned for the last section of this investigation. The Bambi video leak scandal isn't going away anytime soon. What began as a private moment has become a public spectacle, and the social media firestorm shows no signs of slowing down. The implications will leave a lasting impact. In this last section, we're going to dig deeper into the fallout and examine the potential repercussions for everyone involved. Trust me, things are about to get even juicier. Let's talk about the legal ramifications. Bambi and Scrappy are no strangers to public drama, but this video leak raises the stakes in a way that could lead to serious legal trouble. After all, there are laws in place to protect people from having their private moments shared without consent. What's even more intriguing? Bambi may be planning to sue not just Stevie J for emotional distress and defamation, but the entire production team behind Love and Hip Hop. Some people believe this is more than a simple leak. Could there have been internal leaks within the network or production company? Did someone purposefully exploit Bambi's vulnerability to boost ratings? One thing is certain. Given how public this scandal is, defamation lawsuits may be on the horizon. A multi-party legal battle involving producers, cast members, and the network could unfold. If the courts get involved, things could get even messier. And if Bambi takes this to court, the media will erupt. Now let's talk long-term. Stevie J is reportedly under legal scrutiny. Meanwhile, Bambi and Scrappy's reputations may have taken a hit they can't recover from. This incident could have lasting consequences on their reality TV careers. Love and Hip Hop thrives on controversy, but this particular scandal might push the show to its breaking point. Could the leak impact the show's long-term ratings? Many are speculating that producers may have orchestrated the controversy to revive a lagging season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Even if that's true, it may have gone too far. The media didn't stop with reality stars. Tabloids flooded with headlines like Stevie J's dark secrets exposed and Scrappy vs. Stevie. Battle heats up. Public reaction continued to grow. Despite Stevie J's statements denying involvement, his apology seemed scripted, calculated. And let's be honest, this isn't the first time Stevie J has pulled this move. Fans are tired of his excuses. So, who's lying and who's telling the truth? As we wrap up this chaotic saga, one thing is clear. This is just the beginning. What started as a leaked video has erupted into a multi-layered crisis involving public trust, legal battles, and questions of manipulation in reality TV. Buckle up, because this storm isn't dying down anytime soon. A production staffer stated, "People are saying Bambi did this to secure her spot on the next season. She knew her storyline was drying up. Now she's the center of the storm." Although social media is rife with rumors, one unsettling theory keeps coming up, that Bambi's pregnancy wasn't just messy, it may have been a calculated move. If that's the case, we're not just talking about cheating, we're witnessing a masterclass in reality TV manipulation. Bambi was supposedly involved in a beef. An anonymous Reddit thread claims that Bambi and Stevie were already planning this reveal, having discussed leaking the truth during the upcoming reunion episode to boost ratings. However, that plan was completely shattered when the DNA results were exposed early. Now, that reunion episode is looking like it might turn into a full-blown courtroom brawl. She has reportedly been arguing with producers for months about her lack of camera time, feeling pushed aside while newer cast members got bigger storylines. But this pregnancy, especially with Stevie J, the most controversial man in franchise, history ensures she'll be back in the center frame of every episode. But the plot thickens even more. According to his camp, Stevie J is done with fake loyalty and toxic betrayal. He reportedly wants to burn this whole circus to the ground. In response, production is allegedly offering him a massive bonus to return. One source even said 6 figures, because without him, the entire narrative collapses. However, Scrappy's pain isn't just performative. Those close to him say he's genuinely broken. He has reportedly refused to film until further notice, and demanded that producers issue a public apology, compensate him for emotional trauma, and remove certain cast members, specifically Bambi and Stevie, from the set. According to one buddy, Scrappy has been drinking excessively, seldom sleeping, and even considering quitting the show permanently. The truth of the situation is sinking in. And now, both Cameron and Jim Jones must face their decisions. For Jim, it's a matter of survival. He's worked so hard to reach the top, and now he faces the possibility of losing everything: his business empire, his brand, and his career. For Cameron, the betrayal from someone he saw as a brother could be his greatest obstacle. But the conflict between them hasn't just shattered their friendship, it's threatened their future. What comes next? Will Cameron and Jim Jones be able to save their careers? Or will they go down in flames as another heartbreaking hip-hop story? Will their competition destroy them forever? Or will they mend their broken relationship and unite for the benefit of their businesses? Time will tell. But one thing is for sure, this scandal is only beginning. What do you think about Cameron and Jim Jones's relationship? Will they move past it? Tell us what you think in the comments section below. Is this the end of their dominance in the rap game? Additionally, remember to click the like button if you want to receive more breaking news on this story. Stay tuned, don't miss any unexpected developments in the hip-hop industry.